Summer always change our routine. During the school year, our days looks completely different. They more structurized. But now, Polly is on the school break. I'm home with both girls and we're still trying to figure out our new rhythm. So I thought I simply take you through one of our Wednesdays. Recently, Olivia have been waking up much more often during the night. Husband and I started taking turns during night shifts even more often. Last night, it was my turn. When Olivia have those tough nights of sleep, I prefer co-sleeping because she waking up too much time and each time going to the crib and see what's the issue. I'm just so tired waking up and physically going to the crib. So in those days when I know that nights will be tough, I prefer co-sleeping. In living room, Olivia sleeps next to me on the couch and I don't have to worry about her rolling off the bed. After the morning fed, I'm hoping we can both fall asleep for just a little bit longer. The first thing what I always do before my morning coffee is take a shower. It somehow helps me to wake up. But the time I'm ready, my husband has already made me coffee. Recently, I've been trying something new. Instead of reaching for my phone first thing in the morning, I either read a few pages in book or simply sit with my coffee and look out of the window or staring in the wall. And actually, staring on the wall are think what I prefer most. I don't know what we did, but looking at that one point and not thinking or thinking about things but you didn't catch your own thought, there's something like relaxing in that. It's only a few quiet minutes, but I noticed they changed the whole feeling of the morning. Olivia is awake now and recently she started crawling, although only when she wants to. If I'm sitting across the room and calling her, trying to push her to come to me, nothing happens. But if there are slipper, a cat food or something, she definitely should touch. She gets there surprisingly fast. And with this crawling actually changed something in her behavior. She is much less interested in her toys. The whole house has become one big playground for her. Every room has something new to explore or taste. We definitely reach that stage where silence isn't always a good sign anymore. If she's very quiet, there's a good chance she already found something she shouldn't. Now it's time for her first bottle of the day. I've been trying not to feed her immediately after she wakes up. Instead, I'm trying to wait about hours so she is actually hungry. The breakfast I quickly finish getting ready. Today is already too hot for a proper walk. Sometimes motherhood looks really exciting and sometimes it's just putting your baby in sling and go to the shop to buy some ingredients for meal. And before I'm going, I'm checking is Bella still sleeping or not and just saying that I will be out for some time. I know that some countries you can't leave kid in age of 8 alone home. In here in Latvia we can do so. Kids can be for short time period during the day alone. Also, I know that in situations, some emergencies, she knows what to do and also she knows that she can't open doors. So here from one side we know that from law it's okay to leave her at home alone and also we see that she is ready. By the time we come back it's already Olivia's first nap and Paula is finally awake. Her sleeping schedule honestly reminds me of some teenager or maybe pre-teenager, although she only 8. Okay, soon will be 9, but still, she can sleep 11 or 12 hours. And actually for the summer, for me, it's fine that she get enough rest. And also we are loving now her be awake a bit longer than it was when she was going to school. When Olivia is sleeping, I also trying during the summer spend some one-on-one time with Paula because usually it's really hard to spend quality time with her when little sister is woke up. Lately, I've been catching myself wondering how many more years she actually will play with dolls with me. Right now, she still asks me, and one day probably not. So I'm trying not to answer her maybe later every single time. Although for me, playing with dolls not my favorite time how to spend with her. But I think it's important that when we have this one-on-one time with the kids, that we also spending how they want. And of course, today playtimes doesn't last very long. Olivia wakes up much sooner than I expected. So now we all playing together. Although for Olivia, playing mostly means trying to taste the dolls.
Uz rokas. Batman, kāds bija uzdevums? Nobraukt, flip-flop, paņemt dēli. Un ko tu izdarīji? Uz vienas kājas, uz otras kājas, uz galvas, uz rokas. Tieši tā, sēdies vieninieks.
Tas ir vieninieks.
Tas ir slikti. Tas ir ļoti slikti.
Jā.
Es viņš ceļos stāvu.
Usually on Wednesdays, I'm not cooking because my husband is taking something at home for the dinner. But today I realized that I still have kid at home. Cold soup is probably our family's favorite meal during hot summer days. Recently I saw one video in social media what was explaining difference between Latvian and Lithuanian version of this cold soup. I noticed that actually I'm not making soup like Latvians. I'm more making like our neighbors Lithuanians. Also, this is one of the very few soups what Paula actually eats. She's still quite a picky eater. So during the school break, one of the daily challenges is simply figuring out what she eats today. And next is my turn to prepare lunch for Olivia. A few weeks ago, feeding solids still felt like introducing different foods. Now it actually feels like preparing a proper meal. Recently we introduced egg, which is one of the allergens. And now when she eats vegetables, fruits, and have also a little protein, I finally feel that I can put together a balanced meal instead of just trying one ingredient at a time. After lunch, I cleaned Olivia's high chair, start loading the dishwasher again, and trying to do all those little jobs what somehow never get finished in one go. And I'm realizing that's just how most days now looks. I starting one thing, pause it because someone needs me, and then starting something else. And eventually come back to the finish first task much later. A few months ago that's really frustrated me and I feel really angry that I can't sit and do one thing or I need to postpone it. But now it just feels like parts of this motherhood, of the season where I'm now. While I was in kitchen, I noticed a few bananas that have been way too brown. Honestly, banana muffins are probably the only reason overripe bananas ever get saved in this house. And so my day when I'm not cooking somehow turns into again being in the kitchen. Also, I'm making two versions of the muffins. One of them I'm making with walnuts and plum for my husband and me, and another only with chocolate pieces for Paula because I know the first version she won't appreciate and won't eat them. Olivia falls asleep in the sling. She almost always falls asleep more easily when she's so close to me in the sling. And this is usually the part of the day. A few weeks ago, I would immediately start doing something productive. Editing, cleaning, planning, trying to use every single minute. But recently I realized something. The more I try to be productive, the more exhausted I become. And when I was exhausted, I had less patience, less energy, less joy. So now I'm trying something different. Sometimes I will edit, sometimes I will draw, and sometimes I will try to do both. I will start doing something productive for a while, and then I will try also to draw. So I'm splitting this time to these two halves, or sometimes I just will draw. Later when Olivia wakes up, we are back to playing. Today we're having a Star Wars battle, and honestly I'm really grateful that today I have energy for that, because not every day looks like this. Some days Paula plays much more on her own. Some days I need to rest instead. And a few months ago I probably will have felt guilty about that. But lately I'm realizing something. Rest isn't taking time away from family. Sometimes it's exactly what allows me to enjoy being with them. Lately Olivia has second meal. Today it's just apple puree with cinnamon. Paula wanted to taste it, so in the end they both had some of that. One funny thing what I've noticed since starting solids is that my picky eaters suddenly become much more interested in trying new fruits and vegetables. By the evening we all slowing down. There's still little bit cleaning, a few small jobs around the house, playing. Paula gave me her play skateboard and now I'm fixing it with hot glue, and then we decide that we need to finish this puzzle what we have started like 3 weeks ago. It's on our dinner table, and while it's there we can have like proper meal, so we definitely need to speed up with that one. Wednesday evening also have become one of my favorite parts of the weekend, and I'm really looking for them because we have our little date nights at home with my husband. Nothing fancy. Usually we grab something to eat for the dinner, so at that day usually Paula gets more screen time than usual. Sometimes we watch some series or some movie what we can't watch with kids, or sometimes we just talking. Sometimes we both try to do anything and we just together. Sometimes before bed, Paula comes to my room and reads beside me while I'm reading my old book. I think it's one of my favorite things because I can see that she a reader. I like that she have this healthy habit because her relationship with e-reading is like from she loves and enjoys it to she feels it's boring and frustrating. So I'm happy for those moments when I don't need to push her to read book, but when she comes to me, reads, or saying to me, let's read together. Also, I've been trying not to scroll on my phone before sleep, or I'm scrolling phone for like 10 minutes and then I start to read. Before bed, I'm not reading some self-improvement book or something about productivity, motherhood, how to raise kids, but I'm really trying to close day with some reading what are interesting for me, and not from the topic what I can have some information what I can use, but what brings me joy. Recently I really looking forward to find some new thriller book what I haven't read from Freida McFadden, because I really like how her book have this simple structure. I think from one side they are really predictable, but from other side I try not to predict or guess what will there come. Her books, they are interesting, they are fast reading, so it doesn't take a lot of time to read them, so I have this boost of energy when I'm finishing book. Looking back at today, nothing extraordinary happened. We stayed at home, we cooked, we cleaned, we played, we rest, and somehow those ordinary days are becoming my favorite ones. They're slow, sometimes repetitive, sometimes even a little bit boring. But I think this is what this season of my life really looks like. I'm learning to appreciate it.